Wow. Yeah, when you look at...
I mean, this is, he's 90 years old, he's still making movies. I mean, we're talking 70 years or something he's been, in Hollywood.
Yeah, and then the movies too, the movies he's directed, there's been some great movies. Oh, there it is.
There it is. It might be getting louder. The whistle. Oh, kind of technical thing up there. It's really blasting. I was out back the other day.
That is right. You know what time it is? It is Hometown Movie Guy time. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio filling in for Randy Robertson, who is stuck on the other side of that creek again today. But he said he should be getting out later today to come up, get some groceries, some other things. And he'll also be in the rodeo parade tomorrow. So don't want to miss that. 9 o'clock, coming down historic Main Street from Green Valley Park to the Sawmill Theater Crossing parking lot. There we go. And in the studio, the movie guys, -1, have Craig and Andy, but Tina is absent today, isn't she?
Tina's out of town today.
She's out of town. Hey, I remember in one of the programs you kind of warned people about that. Going outside of Payson, bad things can happen. Hopefully she is safe.
Yeah, I hope she's safe. I mean, Craig and I never leave town.
Yeah. And he's like,
so we're safe.
Payson Star Valley, and he gave reasons, many reasons why you shouldn't go to certain places because of
ticks,
travesties that could fall upon you.
Yellow fever.
Yeah.
Plague.
Oh my gosh, so many things. So many places, so many
Hi,
things.
Nicole, let's rodeo.
There it is. So, good morning again to everybody. And if you're watching on our Facebook page, KRIM FM, or YouTube channel, good morning to you. Bring that up so we can see who is watching and who is commenting. But hey, if you haven't tuned in before to the program, on Friday, every single Friday of every single month, we talk movies. So, Craig, new movies in the theater.
Big day.
Three new movies.
Three.
Sunday. You got Andy with the monster truck show voice. Hey, there it is. Over the phone, you get it repeated. So yeah, what do you got new movie wise coming in there?
Well, like I said, we got 3 coming in. We'll start with first. We got a kids movie, rated G, which doesn't happen very often anymore.
No.
Maybe one a year. This is Paw Patrol, the movie.
Paw Patrol.
It's definitely one for the younger kids, but this is makes it rated G, nice and safe for everybody.
Gotcha.
About puppies that go out and save the world.
Oh, puppies saving the world. Look at that.
A little firefighter puppy and a little police puppy and
all the different puppies saving the world.
Yay!
Hey, come on.
This is animated. Like I said, this is a good one for the younger kids.
Younger children.
Younger kids. I don't know if a lot of adult appeal here.
No,
we know that this one is going to be safe for the younger set because it is made in Canada.
In Canada?
Yes, it is.
Formerly known as Canada.
They are known for their politeness and warm hearts.
Eh? That's right.
And Labatt's.
Molson Golden. All right, so Paw Patrol. And
guess who's one of the voices in this?
Nope,
wrong. It's Kim Kardashian.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I was going to say.
No, wrong.
No, probably like the same guy who we just talked about last week from Deadpool. I could see him doing it.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Bring some Deadpool flair into Paw Patrol. No, just joking.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
No, there certainly is not.
And is that a TV show, Paw Patrol? Is that a TV show?
Yeah, this is connected to that. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yep.
Wow, so great.
Also doing some voices there for Paw Patrol are Tyler Perry.
Medea.
very productive Hollywood personality.
Mhm.
And Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, first came across Jimmy Kimmel when he was the sidekick for Win Ben Stein's Money, one of
yeah,
the great quiz shows of all time.
Ben Stein, win my money.
That's yeah, exactly.
Dry Guy I and Bueller.
Uh-huh.
Anybody? Bueller.
There's Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. Wow. No, Ben Stein. Win Ben Stein's money. That's going back a little bit. Yeah. So Paw Patrol. That's great. Again, a G movie, perfect for young children.
Yes.
So you have your little gaggle of young ones. Wow.
Yeah, perfect.
To bring them, haul them down to the theater.
Yep, if they're old enough to walk. This will be good enough for them.
And there we go. They'll be entertained.
And it is it's a short one too. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so they don't lose interest too quick. You know.
Yeah.
As the wee ones do.
That's the I was gonna say it's like a Lord of the Rings movie. 3 hours. It's like 3 hours of Paw Patrol.
Nah, it's a little over an hour on that one.
Yeah, there we go. So what else?
Kind of on the opposite end of that spectrum, the Protege.
The Protege.
Yes, this is a Maggie Q.
Uh-huh.
She it grows up as kind of the protege of a master assassin
Oh.
Played by.
Samuel Jackson.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
there
we
you
haven't
go.
seen him for almost a week.
It has been maybe a couple.
Yeah,
Maybe a couple
Samuel
weeks, but
Jackson's
yeah.
in every movie.
Yeah, he has a voice in Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
He might. Surprise!
Kind of in the background.
Yeah, no, it would change the rating of the movie.
Try it again. Yeah.
So who else is in that movie?
Michael Keaton.
Oh wow!
Yeah. No, this looks like a pretty good one. I know it is. This is rated R. So a lot of killing and stuff. And Michael Keaton is the bad guy, and Maggie Q goes out and has to kick some butt.
Gotcha. And
And this is the same production company, I believe, that made the John Wick films.
oh, okay. Which John Wick films?
It is
Wow.
Lionsgate. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're expecting a high body count.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, let me rephrase that. We're looking forward with glee to a high body count.
A lot of action and violence in this one. So
R-rated.
The Protege.
Yeah, what time's this one?
this one is 1:30, 4:30, and 7:30.
1:30.
Yes, 1:30 is the first one. 4:30, 7:30. On Paw Patrol, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Nice. Okay, so
yeah.
a nice early show.
Yeah, we're not doing that last. Next, what we did is we're putting Suicide Squad is going to be at 7 o'clock only starting
Okay.
this week, and so that'll be following up Paw Patrol in that theater.
Okay, so that way Suicide Squad is not totally pulled.
Right,
You can
yes,
still see it,
yeah,
but
we
only
were-
at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Suicide Squad is just not, not at the theater or nationally really putting up the numbers they thought it would.
Oh wow.
Huh. You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of possible reasons for that. You know,
Yeah.
it is on the streaming services too. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
Now they revamped the costuming for Margot Robbie.
Mm.
Yeah, she's traditionally, as when she does the character of
Okay.
Harley Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
she wears micro hot pants,
Mm-hmm.
and for this one she's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying, she's not wearing the hot pants, and the movie is tanking.
So it reminds me of not hot pants, but the tight pants skit. Jimmy Fallon, tight pants, and Jennifer Lopez, tight pants. I don't know. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
Yeah.
It's funny. But
That
hot
probably
pants.
appeared on television after 8 o'clock.
I don't know. I didn't. I watched it on YouTube. So yeah.
Jimmy Fallon in tight pants. Yeah.
Yeah, the tight pants.
They did that on Saturday Night Live with Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze.
Oh, that
Or
was the
it
Chippendales.
Chippendales?
Chippendales. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
That one.
Chris Farley out there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a funny one. So Suicide Squad still there if you didn't see it, and you want to 7 o'clock showing.
Yes.
What other movies?
The next one, this one looks pretty interesting. Reminiscence. This is Hugh Jackman.
Oh,
It's kind of a set in the future. We've got oceans have risen, so Miami's kind of more or less underwater.
Wow.
That's kind of the setting of the whole thing, but they've developed some technology where you can kind of travel through your memories. And that's the whole kind of premise of this. And he's looking for his wife that passed away. And,
wow.
So yeah, it looks kind of a sci-fi thriller type thing.
Sounds like a little bit harder to follow, maybe. Too.
But, maybe I have not seen this thing yet, but it looks pretty interesting though.
There you go.
PG-13.
PG-13. Okay.
Yep. They spent $68 million to make this thing.
Wow. Okay.
So it should be
no small budget.
No, that's
Marvel budget, but
no, that's quite substantial in my opinion. And unusual. There's the director's a lady named Lisa Joy, and this is her very first feature film. So first crack out of the box, they give her $68 million and say, "Hey, make a movie."
Oh, there you go. They say make a movie, and here you go at it. That's funny.
Well, it's it's weird sometimes. You can't figure out these things. What the reasoning is. Sometimes with Hollywood, is sometimes it doesn't seem to make sense. On the other hand, she's a graduate of Stanford University and
Cardinal,
a graduate of Harvard Law School. So she is absolutely brilliant as a person. Her husband actually was a scriptwriter for this, a guy named Jonathan Nolan. And he is the brother of the more famous
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. Okay.
Who made the greatest movie ever made, the Batman: The Dark Knight.
Wow.
Possibly.
Possibly.
I was gonna say, it seems like they didn't just give her $68 million out the gate. Maybe she knew somebody.
There was a connection. There's connections there.
She knows. She knows the business. So that's good. That's gonna be interesting. It's always interesting for me as a film critic to see these situations, and sometimes they do just fine. And, they really do. I haven't been able to discern a reliable connection between making good movies and having a great deal of experience. Sometimes first crack out of the box, people do just fine. Sometimes even experienced directors make bombs. So you never know.
Yeah. Well, another movie that came out, I think, last Friday. Free Guy.
Free Guy.
That's still there. How's Free Guy doing?
Been doing really good.
Yeah. How did you enjoy that one?
I liked Free Guy so much that I went back last night and I watched it in 3D.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've seen it once in 2D and once in 3D. I recommend to the public out there that if they have an opportunity to see it in 3D, it's worth it. It's fun.
Hey, there we go.
It's not, it's not huge, but it does enhance the experience, I think.
Okay.
And it is a terrific movie. I gave it 5 saw blades.
Well, there we go.
And you don't hardly ever get those kind.
Saw blades. I forgot it was saw blades. I was going to ask, how many Muggy Monsters did you get? Saw blades, that's right. 5 saw blades.
Yeah.
You don't just hand those out either.
No. We're talking about the voice actors there for the Canadian animated film Paw Patrol. But in this one, there is a voice actor. She does the voice of Vacuum Lady, and it's Tina Fey.
Oh, Tina Fey, yeah.
She does.
Vacuum Lady. Vacuum Lady. I want to see it just because Vacuum Lady. It's funny.
In the top tier of movies, there are things that are just remarkable and have nothing to do with the flow of the narrative, and they're just fun. Sometimes if they're visual, they're referred to as Easter eggs. They're just a little extra thing in there. And the Tina Fey episode is like that. There's Free Guy involves video gaming. So there's one of the characters is sitting at this. I mean, he's got more elaborate setup than you do with this
video game system. Huh?
Yeah, this video game system, and his mom is coming by with a vacuum, and that's Tina Fey, and he says, "Mom, God, don't do that." He says, and then Tina Fey says, "You're 22 years old and you're living at home, no job. There is no God," and that didn't have to be in there at all, you know. But it was just fun. And that's a mark of a superior product as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds kind of known for his comedy.
Yeah. And how's that one doing? How's that done?
It's doing good.
Yeah,
it's doing really good.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
$60 million at the box office as of yesterday. So not great, but we're still suffering from the pandemic. So, but I am confident that this one will eventually achieve profitability. Although it might take a while. They spent a lot of money making Free Guy. And director Sean Levy.
Yes.
I can't really, in good conscience, I can't let this pass by. His first acting job. Oh, another Canadian, by the way. He was in a movie called A Zombie Nightmare.
Oh, of course. Okay, there we
Zombie
go.
tie-in.
Yep. Always a zombie tie-in.
Yeah, zombie
And
tie-in.
the bad guy. This is very unusual. Okay, the bad guy in Free Guy is a guy named Tiaka Watatiti. He's a New Zealander, and very rarely do you get somebody who's in two movies at the Sawmill at the same time.
Is he in Jungle Cruise?
No, he's in Suicide Squad.
Oh, wow.
There's one of the main characters in Suicide Squad is Ratcatcher 2, and this New Zealand guy plays Ratcatcher 1, the father of Ratcatcher 2 in about a minute or 2 minutes
scene.
Yeah. So, but he's a big deal in Free Guy. He's the big bad guy in Free Guy.
So another movie that came out last week, Don't Breathe 2.
Don't Breathe 2.
And you said that the way you said it, the breath.
It's the reviews on this one were pretty much down the middle. I think it's a 47 on Metacritic.
Okay.
So maybe a little below average there, but just really not bringing people in. It's looks completely okay. I don't know. Wherever it is, just not hitting with people though.
I watched the trailer and wow, it looked intense.
Well, it's a creepy old blind guy.
Yeah.
But this is a sequel to the first, and the first movie was. The first movie was good. It was good. It was really kind of a little bit out there, but kind of a thriller horror type movie. But
Creepazoid.
It was kind of like I said, a little bit out there, but I don't know. I thought more people would be coming to see this. It looks pretty interesting.
But don't count it out yet.
We're one weekend.
The first one they spent, and this is, we frequently notice this when we're talking about horror flicks. Horror flicks don't take much to make. They're generally pretty low budget, or by Hollywood standards anyway, low budget. $10 million to make the original.
Oh yeah.
$15 million to make the repeat. But the first one brought in at the box office, never mind TV and DVD and all of it, everything else. But at the box office, $158 million on a $10 million investment.
Wow. Yeah.
So that is the pool boy gets a Ferrari. That's that kind of money. That's a big big return on investment.
That is, and hey, $15 million to make the sequel. So that, wow, you have that in the earnings, from the first one right there.
If you get a major Hollywood release like this, if you put $10 million into it, you're almost for sure going to make some money off of the thing. If you keep that budget that low, even if it's just an okay film, it'll bring in a profit.
There you go.
And profit is important.
Hey, so just a little PSA real quick. Rock and Ron, if you're listening, you left your phone here. That's what was ringing. I was wondering, what is ringing? And Rock and Ron, here it is. So who's ever trying to call him as well, he doesn't have his phone. So maybe he'll come back and get it here. Can't see who called because, man, trying to operate the flip phone. I mean, it's like going back, man. It's like way back. Little time traveling here. Yeah, it's like, where do we go? Okay, call log. Let me see who it is. Yeah. Anyway, and then there's another movie.
The last one, Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah,
that's right.
Jungle Cruise, actually, our big film for the summer. Jungle Cruise was the biggest intake we had.
Wow.
Not nationally. Nationally we were looking at Black Widow did quite a bit better, but here in Payson, Jungle Cruise.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I was at the theater last night, and people were just lined up to go see Jungle Cruise.
Still lined up. Wow.
And people of all ages.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's I think one of the things that was very appealing, about this movie was all ages, and it seemed like it entertained all of them.
And Dwayne Johnson is
big draw.
He is, yeah. He's definitely up there now.
Yeah. He's consistently.
He's cranking out movies.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say that he's enough of a movie star that people go to movies specifically to see him.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I think he's reached that point for sure.
Yeah. Like there was no other reason to see that Hobbs and whatever it was. There was
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. No other reason to go see that except to see Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Statham's fairly. He's not on Dwayne Johnson level, but he's a pretty big draw too. Look at the Meg. They find a megalodon down at the bottom of the ocean. And that actually did all right.
That did pretty good, didn't it? I mean,
it was really dumb.
How many sawblades did that get?
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I probably gave it 2.
I like movies like that. They're just kind of
relax the brain.
Exactly, but then you still got the giant shark swimming around, and who doesn't want to see that?
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy, big old shark.
Boy, he goes to a buffet too at a beach in China, and just snacks his way through the crowd.
Jason Statham?
No.
Oh, I thought.
The megalodon.
Oh, okay. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm not on the same page.
No.
Well, there we go. There are the movies. So,
but speaking of Jason Statham, we have some good Jason Statham movie coming up soon.
Yeah. Just found out yesterday. We've got another Guy Ritchie film coming out.
Oh, okay.
With Jason Statham.
Oh,
and
cool.
Guy Ritchie frequently uses the same actors in his movies, and he's had several with Jason Statham.
But
he played Turk.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it'll be more towards December, January, somewhere in there. We got that one coming out. But the other one too, we got tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Is our faith-based film.
Oh, okay.
We got Midnight Clear playing.
Okay.
That's it's 10 a.m. $5, just one show only.
Okay.
But that's part of our monthly faith-based film series.
Cool. There we go.
It's a Stephen Baldwin.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh. So the faith-based film.
Yep.
10 o'clock
10 a.m.
tomorrow.
Special price.
$5.
Yep.
And then Paw Patrol, again, if you have little ones, or little grandbabies, grandchildren,
Yes.
great one, to take them to.
That's right.
So don't want to miss that. And those show times are 1, 3, and 5.
1, 3, and 5. Yeah.
All right, there it is, Paw Patrol. So and some other good ones, Jungle Cruise, if you haven't seen that yet. Suicide Squad still playing at 7 o'clock.
It's a good mix. We got some R's mixed in there, and some PG-13,
and Free Guy,
and then a G.
Yeah, Free Guy, a 5 saw blade by Mr. Andy McKinney.
Free Guy is, I just think it is tremendously good filmmaking. And one of the things I always appreciate was when I leave the theater after seeing a movie, do I feel better than I did when I went in. And Free Guy is exactly that kind of a movie.
It did it.
You walk out and your spirit is elevated. It's a wonderful, wonderful love story in the midst of all this too. So just really satisfying on every level.
Wow.
I think it's important that you're moved emotionally by a movie. It doesn't have to be. Well, I guess it's better if it's, it makes you feel good.
Good,
yeah.
Sometimes a movie is not supposed to make you feel good. It's supposed to.
Yeah, like The Father.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Some of those little more serious stuff. But it's important that you are moved by them in some way.
It stirs emotions.
The worst thing is going and watching a movie and coming out and
like, why did I just watch
exactly.
that? What did I just watch?
We really don't have that now. Of course, it happens. When these movies come out, and there's just really, like, why do they even make that movie? It's one of the things I'm concerned about with all the streaming services that were, one of the complaints people had with Hollywood already was nothing original. Sequels coming out and everything. Well, now with all this streaming service, it's just going to dilute things further. So we'll see. This is kind of again, because of the plague, everything is changing, and really with the whole movie industry, there's a lot of change coming up, and we just don't know really
exactly where
how that's going to settle in. I think they're just going to. I think the streaming service is just too much. There's too many of them.
They're going to have to whittle them down.
Yeah, too many. There's just too much content to fill.
Remember the Studebaker? Not there anymore.
Yeah,
no, that's what's going to happen to, was it Paramount Plus?
Well, yeah,
they're not going to make it.
Yeah, possibly not. No, if they are going to drop off, we might see that. Some of them just fold and they quit even trying on them.
And other people or other big players maybe entering the arena.
Well, Sony has not jumped in on the streaming services yet. So that's one. I think at this point they did make a deal with Netflix to kind of put their movies on there. So that might be kind of their strategy to stay out of this. But most of them, Paramount is streaming, Warner Brothers is streaming, Universal streaming, Disney streaming. So, really, Sony's the other.
Yeah, that's a lot of competition.
Netflix. Apple. Roku. Roku
streaming original content.
They're starting to make their own content now too.
Wow.
So it's like I said, you're just looking at too many. It's too much content. To keep the quality up, I think. So.
Even in the theatrical releases or movies that are hopeful of theatrical release, in the United States, there are in excess of 3,000 feature-length movies made every year.
Every year, 3,000, over 3,000.
Yeah. So, and if you think of how many, we see at the theater, just a few hundred. So all of the rest of them are rubbish. Basically, I mean, not entertaining, or something's flawed with them. They're not good. Otherwise we would see them. And now you're dumping all of these streaming services on top of that. I think it's inevitable that, as Greg says, there'll be dilution of the quality. And we've seen that too. Very occasionally I will watch something, a movie, a streaming movie, but not very often. And I am frequently disappointed.
If you sort through Netflix right now, there are just some terrible films on there that unwatchable.
Yeah, no, that is very, very true. Hey, well, we will be talking more about this and Sawmill Theater and other things movie related on the KRIM FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, so you can continue to watch or listen on that. But here on the radio, we're going to be getting back to the music with some Simon and Garfunkel, Depeche Mode, Fleetwood Mac, and more. But first, it's time for your KRIM weather, brought to you by the National Weather Service.
So hopefully,
there we go.
Ideally, we get to the better product going to theaters.
Yeah, the primo, like the primo product going into the theaters.
Like Free Guy.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of TV channels. When there were a limited number of TV channels, and you had CBS, NBC, and so on. But then as cable TV came out, you had all these little channels that had majority of crappy little shows on them. And you would go through, oh my gosh, we have 650 channels now. We have 120 channels. Right. We have 400 channels. But how many were good? And that's kind of where the streaming service seems to be going, where it was just Netflix and Hulu and, you know, maybe a couple others, and then Disney, but then boom.
Cable, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look what it did to the news. You know, news was on. You know, if you watched the news, it was like 5:30 on Channel 10. You know, and you'd watch 30 minutes of news.
Yeah.
That was that. You know, now it's 24/7 news. So they're trying to fill this content, and it's just so much of it isn't even news. They're just
Well, that was like when CNN came out, and you know, the kind of news channels.
That was fun.
And, you know, at first it was like, oh my gosh, news, you know, and all different types of news, world news, national news, financial news, this news, that news. And you're like, ooh, look at this. But then others started doing it, and then, you know, it's like,
Well, that's where you're going to have with these streaming channels. You know, there's 10 different streaming channels. You know, if it's only $10 for a channel, that's not bad, but you know, who wants to pay for 10 of them? Now you're up to, you know, $100 a month you're paying to stream.
Yeah, and watch Chrome Bum movies.
It's interesting to see how some, like ESPN, and you know, when that first came out and how wonderful that was, a sports network, oh my gosh, ESPN. But then, you know, then ESPN2, ESPN3, you know, this ESPN. Or I think maybe one that really went downhill is a good example, MTV. MTV first came out. Oh my gosh, music videos. This is wonderful. But then they started doing reality shows, and now it's mainly reality shows. MTV's, you know, House at the Beach, and MTV's House over here.
Music videos anymore, do they?
I don't even know. And I don't even know if VH1 is around, because then VH1 came out, and you're like, ooh, more of a, you know, adult classic music, classic, you know, stuff.
Well, yeah, there's some, you know, Big Brother and things where they're just putting a camera in the house and watching a bunch of people live their lives, you know, just trying to fill this massive amount of space. And
here's a question for people watching, not so much movie related, but I think it, you know, entertainment related. Do you think reality shows are good or bad for TV? I think they were bad for the most part, to where, you know, just having staged, you know, dramas and this and that and all the drama, where you look at the sitcoms that, you know, were the popular, you know, shows before that, and the quality sitcoms, and, you know, or even like hour-long shows, you know, and you go from week to week, you know, you tune back in, and it's suspense and everything, but then reality shows. And now everything is like kind of a reality show.
Yeah. Well, and you know, apparently there is a market for it. I mean, the Kardashians are staggeringly rich.
Yeah.
I mean, rich as the Rothschilds. I mean, they're just enormously rich, and they haven't contributed, in my opinion, haven't contributed to you know, the national culture in a positive way at all. You know?
It's crazy, and I guess that's on YouTube, you know, and all of the things.
YouTube, Instagram, you know, all these things.
TikTok.
And these people are making, like you said, the Kardashians kind of maybe the people that started this, you know, that you can make money by getting views. You know, and you know, when they say there is no bad news, you know, just the more crazy something is, you know, and the reality TV where crazy things happening, and the crazier it is,
the more people want to see.
The more people want to see it, and the more you get clicks.
Yeah.
You know, every click you get paid. You know, so if you've got 10 million followers, you know, you can that starts adding up real quick, even if it's only 5 cents a click. You know, but 10 million a day, it starts to add up.
Yep, sure does. Forbes magazine keeps track of this sort of stuff, and the most recent one I saw was a couple of years ago now, but there was a kid, I mean literally a kid, he's like 9 or something, and he was in the top 10 entertainers available on the interweb. And I don't even know what he did, but he was like 9 years old, and he was making $23 million a year.
Yeah.
Because exactly what Craig says, and people would watch him, and the more clicks he got, the more money he got.
Well, they got a guy, and it's fun to watch. He's on YouTube, but what he does is he'll go out here. Actually, a lot of it down in the desert here in Arizona, but he will go pick up a giant centipede and with a pair of tongs, and then let it bite him in the arm. And
now that's entertaining.
And he videotapes the whole thing, and it's crazy. I mean, because these things are terribly venomous. He just immediately starts crying and drops to his knees, and you're like, wow. And then next week he's back doing it again, and and he's making a lot of money doing that.
The one that I saw recently, TikTok star Kali Lame, I don't think it's lame, even though that's how it's spelled, crosses 100 million followers despite barely saying a word. So he's the guy that he shows like a product or somebody like showing a hack, a life hack, where they're like, oh, you can make this out of the plastic Coca-Cola bottle, and it does this. And he, shows the video. He's like, huh? And then he just shows how you do it without that, and how easy it is, and why do you have to do this? So it's funny. And then he, just does this. Like, why do you need this complicated, process when all you do is this? So like, shows like cutting an apple or peeling an orange, and he's like, you just peel the orange.
you don't need a special tool.
Yeah, but literally, he's 21 years old. He will, if he doesn't just piss away his money.
You can't say that on the radio?
I'm on this.
Oh, okay.
So if he doesn't, I'm just checking. If he doesn't just throw it all away, he literally won't have to work again. Millions of dollars he's generated from this.
For doing
millions and millions of dollars. For just doing that.
And we talk about this almost every week. There's a YouTube show called Pitch Meeting. And it's this guy does a funny little explanation of how a writer approaches a movie producer in order to make a pitch for a movie, and it is absolutely hilarious. This guy plays both the producer and the writer, and it's really funny, and he just absolutely eviscerates the plot usually of movies, and it's really entertaining. I'm not sure if he makes any money on it. I suppose he does. We wouldn't do it.
It's all that advertising.
Yeah,
that's what these things are all driven by is advertising. So if you get that many viewers, then advertisers are going to pay you because they know that many 100 million people are going to click on this.
Yep.
So they throw their ad on there, and they're going to get seen by 100 million people, and that has value.
Yep. This is
You mentioned ESPN the other day. I think it was last summer. I was channel surfing, and I don't ordinarily watch the sports channels, but I was just passing by, and something caught my eye, and it was, and I didn't know actually that this was an event, but I got to watch 15 minutes of intercollegiate cornhole.
Oh yeah.
And I had no idea that was an intercollegiate event. But we've gone from baseball, football, and basketball in our sports viewing to watching people throw bean bags through a hole in a piece of wood.
Video games. You can go to college for video games now.
Yeah.
What? They have video games. Some of this, And a lot, see, that's another one too, you know, the kind of the global market opening up with the internet and everything. Now you're bringing, you know, China and India into the mix here, where they've got billions of people. But you know, China's into these video games. But they do these online competitions on this stuff, and it's huge. And a lot of people tune in just to watch these teams battle each other in video games. So you can get a scholarship to play video games.
Yeah. Is that a misnomer?
No.
Scholarship?
Well,
scholar. Yeah, and so TikTok here out of like Forbes magazine, it just talks about this was early this year, so might have changed, but the biggest earner, 5 million a year, and on TikTok, just doing TikTok videos, and these are teenagers, teenagers to early 20s, $4 million a year. The next $2.9 million. What is this one? $2.6 million. 1.5. Only 1.5 million. 1.2. This person, $41,000 a post. So one post on TikTok, they get $41,000.
Holy smokes!
On average, yeah, $35,000 a post on TikTok. Just kind of is supposed to be social, entertaining. But the money that can be made because of how many views. So all of these, their viewers are over, 20 million and higher, up to 100 million people. It's insane, and that's where
you have to be very clever, I would think.
Some of them are clever, some are stupid, some
the guy getting bit by a centipede.
Yeah,
that's not very clever.
No.
Yeah, no, that's just insane, but people want to see it.
Yeah, and that's TikTok. So, which is newer and not as much as YouTube, where YouTube earners, you're talking a lot more, 15 million. That's for the number 10. So then it goes, that's the lowest out of the top 10, 15 million a year. 18.5, 19 million for number 6, number 5 on the list, 19.5. Number 4, 20 million. Number 3, Dude Perfect. These guys do crazy shots and different things. They're college guys. They got together in college. Yeah. 4 guys doing all these things, built up this following, 57.5 million subscribers on YouTube, 2.77 billion views over the time they've had it, earned $23 million.
Good for them.
Yeah.
PewDiePie started that one out. We're doing, he was actually just had a camera set up, videotaping him playing video games.
Yeah.
So people were tuning in to watch him play a video game, and he became a millionaire. That Dude Perfect, I think that one they're doing trick shots.
Yeah,
doing
trick shots, yeah.
Throwing a basketball off a stadium and bouncing it 5 times and into a hoop.
And as of last year, it was Ron, go away, Ron, stop. Yes, your phone is here. He's funny. Oh my gosh.
So maybe the media is not being diluted. Maybe it's being diversified.
Yeah, it is, and that's where it diluted, diversified. I think diluted. I think there's more because of it's gone from just TVs mainly or radios to internet and then mobile devices.
Yeah.
So
phones,
so before where you didn't have smartphones and you couldn't watch movies or TV shows or videos on your phone, and now you can. So
wherever you are,
you can be at work, you can be in your car waiting for somebody, you can be on a train, a bus, wherever.
I could watch my phone while I'm driving.
I was down in the valley yesterday, and I did notice a few people, they're at a light, and time to look on my phone, at a light. So the light changes, you're sitting behind them.
Well, somebody will remind you it's time to go.
Yeah, I know, the horn, that's what they're for. But yeah, the number one, and I think you were maybe talking about this, number one YouTube, no, a 9-year-old, Ryan Kaji, a 9-year-old, first YouTuber featured in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with a float based on his superhero alter ego. So he does, his videos are DIY, science experiments, family story time, and reviews of new toys. But he has earned $29.5 million.
And he's 9.
And he's 9. 9.
Yeah.
And,
boy, am I an underachiever. Because gravy.
There is some jealousy here.
Well, and then one behind him, and I watch some of these videos, this guy, Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, and he has friends, he's in his maybe he's early 20, 21, I don't know, but his friends are, just younger group of guys, and they do challenges, they try and they go into a store with $10,000 and, buy, or they go into stores and they say, we're buying everything in the store. What? Yeah, we're buying everything in the store. And they ring it up and it's like $50,000, $40,000, whatever it is. They just buy everything in the store.
And that's entertainment?
Yeah, they bought cars. So they bought all these used cars, like 50 used cars. And the thing was, we have to give them away in one day. And they just, called people, got people, found people. Hey, we want to give you a car. Come, pick out a car. And they let them pick out the car from this field where they had 50 cars, trucks, cars, SUVs, convertibles, whatever. And here you go, pick a car. All right, keys are there. There you go. Congratulations. Thank you. And they're like, thank you. And whoop, drive off with their car.
Wow.
And just things like that. And he's $24 million.
Whoa.
So, and that's what he does is all this money comes in and he just takes it, buys a Lamborghini, buys a, Ferrari, and has people, hands on it. And okay, first one to let their hand, or the last one, they get the car.
Wow.
Different things. And the views, it gets the views, it gets the subscribers, the advertisers get in front of all those people, they pay the money, and they just keep doing it.
Well, I'd pay $3 just to touch a Lamborghini.
It's like a different world when it comes to media. Marketing's going that way. Entertainment, it's really changing.
I think really the cell phones are a big part of that. That you can be, you don't have to go sit down at a computer. You're carrying it with you 24/7.
Yeah.
And people aren't. Well, I'm the same way. I'm never more than 10 feet away from my cell phone.
Yeah.
You have to have that in your life, and so much of it is though that getting up first thing in the morning and checking Instagram or
looking at email, looking at news, looking at a weather app, whatever it is.
I'd like to know if it's going to rain.
Yeah, and where you would have before a smartphone would have turned on the TV or the radio. The radio wakes you up, and you hear the DJ saying, the weather for today, it's going to be this and that, and okay, you get up, and then you maybe you turn on the TV and catch a little bit of the news, or the paper, you go out and the paper is on your doorstep, you pick up the paper, look what happened, here it is. Where now, you just reach on your nightstand, get your device, and wow, you want to know the weather? Weather app. You want to know the scores from last night's games? The scores, here you go, ESPN app. You want to see what's going on here, there. I mean, it's crazy.
Just there, what's going on in England, or the whole world is
global.
The whole world is tied together there, and that's been a big part of this. Is America used to be the United States, but with the internet and these phones and everything now, and they've expanded into China.
Yep.
A big part of that, China has a booming middle class that has cell phones,
and go to the movies.
Exactly. Movie theaters in China have boomed over there. And 20, 30 years ago, they didn't have that. You know, they were mostly a poor country, you know, and they had their own little industrial revolution, and they're
they unleashed the juices of capitalism and
exactly
maintained the control of the Communist Party. So kind of an odd society over there these days.
Well, we have 400 million people here, and they've got what, 4 billion or some crazy 2 billion or some
insane number like that. Yeah.
And if you look at that from a marketing standpoint, that's a huge
And to a lot of people in China, even today, going to the movies is new and exciting.
Yeah.
Of course the theaters are all brand new. So they're luxurious venues, and a lot of people go to the movies in China.
You look at the number one movies in the world for this year, and they're Chinese.
Wow.
Ones we've never heard of. Was it Chinatown 2 or something, or I don't even know what the name of it. These movies over in China are making $700-800 million right now. And here in America we've got Black Widow is coming up on maybe 200 million.
Yeah.
So it's a different in India has their own Bollywood.
Mm-hmm.
They've got their own thing going over there too, and a lot of those movies are making a ton of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we mentioned a while ago that there are 3,000 feature-length movies made in the U.S. There are another 3,000 made in India, feature-length movies.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh. How do U.S. films or films made in Hollywood do in India?
It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Not a
Huh.
big deal.
They're cultural.
I mean, it's important because like even Brazil, you get some more revenue, so it's good for Hollywood films to be shown in India, but they don't do $100 million in India with the Matt Damon movie or something.
We have more crossover with China than we do with India. You said they've got their, India does, it's more of a cultural thing there.
Yeah.
The dance, a
Yeah.
lot of dance and singing and stuff in their movies, and just kind of
and a lot of the movies they make are historical and religious interest if you're an Indian.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right.
And less so than with us. Bollywood is a lot of fun and a lot of energy, but they're not popular in the U.S. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
And in the same way, American movies are less popular in India.
Cultural,
Yeah.
cultural differences there.
And they don't have the palaces like China does to show their films in. They're more like the original theater here in Payson before the Sawmill Theater.
Right.
Godzilla vs. Kong. That was a big one there. Wow.
In India?
And China.
Oh, China.
Yeah. But yeah.
And China is, the Chinese film industry is making American movies. Or producing them in the United States. They're still at the beginning of their learning curve, I guess. Stuff like The Great Wall, another Matt Damon movie, was not well received in this country, but I think it did pretty well in China.
Better.
Yeah, they said that last year, 2020, because there was a big drop, obviously, in the box office, 2.2 billion in the U.S., which in 2019 it said it was 11.4 billion. So a big drop there. But China still, it said, managed to bring in 3.1 billion. So
more than the
considerably,
U.S.
9 billion higher than the U.S. in China. So
And
wow.
it's not that long ago that the what they refer to as the North American market, which is U.S. and Canada combined, was it. and then there was little trickles. You get a little bit from Belgium, you get a little bit from France, especially if it's a Jerry Lewis movie. But that it was here, and that's not true anymore.
Well, there we go. Well, guys, thank you again for tuning in, and hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you're here in Rim Country, head out to the world's oldest continuous rodeo tonight. Gates open at 5:30, I believe.
5 o'clock?
5 o'clock, and the performance at 7.
That's right.
And tomorrow night, the same thing, patriotic performance tomorrow.
Woo-hoo.
Gates open at 5, and performance at 7. During the day, there is a daytime performance
Yes,
too.
there is a matinee. It starts at noon.
Starts at noon, there we go. So that's, I think, sponsored by Coca-Cola. So I think they have like some Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola. Oh, no. Yeah, so hey, enjoy the rodeo and parade, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You'll see KRIM